Dale, ¿qué Carlos?
Buenos días, presidente Maracego, para el leadership. Thank you to get started. Thank you so much. Hello everyone, my name is Armando. I am leading the agents for the UTRB Center of Entrepreneurship and Education here at English, and I want to welcome you to this week's session of 1 Million Cups. Before we get started, as usual, please shout out to the sponsor of the day. That is Armando from the insurance. Member of the network. You can get details of loss. Thank you so much, Armando, for your contribution. So what is Million Cups? Million Cups is a national program that uses positive educational experiences and community building for a community of both new and aspiring entrepreneurs. This is a national program. Within the national landscape, we belong to the Southwest region. We share one or two responsibilities with our president and college and our college. So one or two chapters in the valley. A few more will be open soon, I believe. So what do we do? So everyone we do by two entrepreneurs in the community, whether from the city or across the border or throughout the region. And each presenter is going to be 10 minutes to present. Each presentation is followed up with 10 minutes to make. There is two general takeaways to a morning section. One is to find out how we as a community can help you as an entrepreneur succeed. And the second one is that often, I guess this is just happening for so who we are, everything you see here from our presenters, our speakers, our volunteers, our providers, everything you see here is for the community, by the community. We're just a facility. And when you have speaker here in the front, more than just a business space, you want to hear their story, their personal journey, and more than just networking with other community who are lasting connections. As I said in the beginning, it's all about building a community. That same community has sponsored up to 2,500 cups of coffee. If you want to be involved in any way, shape, or form, or with some of your projects and you can see it and test it, reach out to us and have a conversation with you, make something happen with you. At this point, in this working hours, if you need a phone call, you can send it to the lobby or one of our booths in the surrounding areas. And on that note, when we have episodes up here, I highly encourage you to engage with the speaker to stay engaged with the story and share with us today. At this point, I'd like to invite over our first speaker, that is Ricardo Piano from Ruby Group Capital. We can have him come to the front.
Good morning. My name is Rick Rubiano. I'm from Brownsville, born and raised. We are a equity investment firm, development firm. We've been working quietly in Brownsville or the River Valley, about 30 years, 27 years. Projects here from Brownsville, as you know, we've done the Olive Garden, Black Bear Diner, Longhorn, and then everything surrounding there. We've got some apartments on 802. That's a big project that services LNG, and we're breaking ground on a new project on the expressway at the Brownsville Sports Park on 30 acres. And that's what we do. So the reason I wanted to come visit with you all is just to try to find out how I can transfer information to you. How can I help you all from what we've done? And by the way, so in Brownsville, I think we're at just under $50 million investment. That's what my company invested in Brownsville. About 50, we're going to double that in 2025. We're going to have about 53 million. So those are real numbers, right? Because if what I want to convey to you all is, when I was in high school here in Brownsville, I collected shopping carts for Walmart, right? That was my job. So, and my mom worked there, so I don't come from very wealthy background, right? It's not that a small loan of $3 million from my dad got me started. But, and so I wanted to give folks that are trying to be entrepreneurs, trying to grow their business, trying to come up with an idea. That's my background. So if I can do it, I know God can do it. and I'm very happy to be engaged with you all in how you're approaching. From what I found out over the last year is that all of you are very creative. All of you are very energetic. Sometimes you need guidance and leadership. Like I had to, I had mentors, right? I had guys in Austin and Houston that I would go spend time with, and they taught me how to do this and that, and I got creative and kind of broke out on my own from that. And so and and I don't have an educational background specifically in real estate development. I have to teach myself how to do it. And I think sometimes you guys we all get caught up in what did you study in college, what's your background. And they can be very specific. I mean, there's engineering and medicine and law, and those are very specific requirements for the job you have. But then there's also, I think, in what this is an entrepreneurial sort of approach, is how do I expand my presence and my ideas, how do I do that naturally with the instincts that I have, right? So that's my background, that's what my company does. We're happy to be in Brownsville. We look forward to doing more deals in Brownsville. SpaceX has helped us a lot, LNG has helped us tremendously. We jumped 2 projects in FAR and in McAllen. We jumped those to come straight to Brownsville, back to Brownsville, because we knew LNG 4 years ago. We knew LNG was going to be something important. And certainly, that's a huge boost, and we wanted to participate. Right? We wanted to somehow engage with LNG, so we rented it. And probably 70% of our 300 apartments are, going to LNG. And so we knew that. We sort of foresaw that and jumped ahead, and so we're grateful for that. But if you guys have any questions or ideas, or I'm here, you can ask me now, you ask me anything, literally, and I'll do the best I can to engage in that and answer your question.
By capital, that means you invest in.
We do. So I've invested in small stuff, like I've owned businesses at Sunrise Mall, right? So small, like kiosk type businesses, we always look at invested dollar return. And so we look at pound for pound, so to speak, right? So if I put in 50 grand and that thing was making me 30 grand a month, that's a huge investment return, right? But if I put in 50,000 and you give me back 5,000, well, I'm a little bit. So yeah, we do everything from, when you look at the apartments, for example, I mean, those things. Okay, so let's break down Brownsville, right? So if we've got about $50 million in Brownsville invested, 15 of that is equity, real checks that we wrote, 15 million, and the rest is debt, right? And so we balance that. And then at times, my job is to figure out how that's supposed to work. Because right now interest rates are high, right? So the higher interest rates, that means more of your payment is going to that. So I need to figure out how to manage that so my returns are, and then we can get deeper and deeper into that, or we resolve that issue in FAR, and we've got an industrial park that we're developing in FAR for nearshoring. It's fairly substantial, about almost 300 acres.
The master skills that you now have, did you learn them on your own?
I did. Yeah, so I'm a marine biologist. I was diving for NOAA, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration. I was a dive master. And because I speak Spanish, they sent me to Mexico, and I did one deal. I didn't know anything about what I was going to do, but some Taiwanese investors, they wanted to buy some land, and you can kind of see the look coming. They said, hey, can you stay and help us? So I did. I was like 26 years old, and 27, and that was it. That was my first real estate transaction. But I liked it. I really, truly enjoyed it. So I was kind of self-taught. What some of these guys at CIC and why you guys are all here is for me to pass that knowledge on to everybody way before my, I'm turning 54. So I want to have a 34-year-old know what I know, and then, try to shorten that cycle. Yeah.
What advice would you give to students that are in university? What can we do if we may not have the guidance or the money to try to what can we do to learn?
So I can tell you this. When I meet young people, I say, you know what, like today, I'll meet somebody here, and I'll say, you know what, let's just get together later today. Oh, I have a meeting, okay. But when a guy, and I'll be as humble as I can say, when a guy that is investing, has invested $50 million into Brownsville, says, hey, let's sit over there and have a cup of coffee, go and sit and have a cup of coffee, okay? Don't say, well, I gotta go to Walmart, and I gotta do this, and don't. Like, I would drive to Austin to sit down with lawyers that were real estate developers, and I would suck up everything that they could teach me, right? And I learned what to do and then what not to do, right? Because nobody's perfect, so you've got to kind of filter yourself, your own moral values, right? All these things to do the right thing. So you have to do that. But I would say, number one, love what you do, right? And I've, since 1992, which that predates almost everybody in this room, since 1992, I have not woken up and said, I Lord, not today. Like, not today, Lord, I can't do it. I got to call in sick, or I got to come up with a reason not to go to work. So I don't know what years it's now, 24. I don't even know how many years that is. But I don't have that feeling inside of me, right? So make sure that what you do, you have that feeling, that passion. I met a young lady today, she's like, well, I was studying this, I didn't like it, I moved, now I'm happy, okay? Right, so find what you want, really want, meaningful, and get somebody to pay you to do that, right? And you'll love life, you just do that. The other thing is, hang out with the right people, right? Be around people that can teach you something. If you're in the room, and this is what, I don't even get so far off topic, but most of the rooms that I go into now, I'm the teacher, right? So I'm transferring knowledge back. But there's a guy in the town, his name is Michael Vita, his name is Rick Ramos. He's like 81 years old. Man, I go straight to him, right? I sit down with him. I said, go back, let's talk about this problem. And he's a lawyer. How do we address this? And I'm just learning from him. But he's 81, so I have to hurry up. Right? Because he's going to retire soon and he's not going to be around. But be in those relationships where you're constantly, and I think Nathan, you and I have traveled a little bit, right? And then within 1 hour of just talking, you're like, oh my God, like, I didn't even know these things existed. Like, I didn't even know that somebody that I could talk to, one of the things I get a lot is, sir, I thought those apartments were owned by corporations, right? I mean, we thought it was somebody in Austin or California or, right, that would put these apartments together. But if you have the ability to sit down with those folks, and I think there's more and more of us in the valley, take that opportunity. Yes, sir.
I think internet probably is the word things like that happen not easily, but I was a different game or different rules like now compared to now. Right? I think things were not easier before, but now there's more, I would say, more people, more business, to get business, the same thing, everybody looking for something, and the rules have changed.
So, like the people that I know in Miami, they say that, like the Cubans, right? Over here, we're Mexican over there, the Cuban, they say, look, for every sandwich, there's 10 lines, right? So, I've learned that they say that. But I think the valley, and this is why I love that. I think what you're describing is Houston, Austin, San Antonio, certainly. But the valley, to me, I mean, there's so much opportunity. Oh, it's wide open, like wide open, like wide open. You know, I just can't emphasize enough. Just we've been invited to SpaceX. I mean, we're not going to work with SpaceX, but you know, we've been invited out there. There's things to work on everywhere. Right? When we did the Olive Garden, I mean, it's only been open, what, like 8 years or something? I mean, I think the lease is on year number 8. That was just 8 years ago. Right? And when I started, I mentioned it to some people earlier, we are, as a region, right? But you know something on walls. So throw it all the way down, and then everything on the north side. We're bigger than San Antonio. So just look at San Antonio, and who's more mature, us or San Antonio? How much is that? What have they created in San Antonio? That's our opportunity, right? So I see Frontera, I see the Domain, I see everything on the north. I live in San Antonio, I have a house in San Antonio. So we decided to move back to the valley, but right before the pandemic. So I know San Antonio very well. And yes, there, absolutely. It's very competitive. There is one sandwich for every 10 lines. But here in the valley, I think it's the opposite. I think there's like 10 sandwiches for one line. And I know it's easy for me to say that to you all from my perspective, but I think we were talking about even just some new businesses that I started here in the last few years that are wide open. because the valley is very unique. And it has geographic strength, right, because of the port and launching, right, the borders and open. So I think we're the only place in the country where you can take advantage of sea, air, and land, right, in our space. So to me, I would say that come join us and hang out a little bit more and just don't live in that space where you don't see that opportunity necessarily. Come hang out with us. And we're here all the time. Or you can have my card and say, hey, what do you do? I don't know who you are, so I need to know your strengths, and, what you're good at, and what you do, those kind of things. Yeah.
You know, from the beginning, what you want to do, or have a try different process and like sample food,
What happens?
Oh, yeah. We can talk later. I'm sorry. I'm a marine biologist. Well, okay, so I went to the Naval Academy, so education is extremely important, right? Then I was a Marine. So I was completely different life for me. I was in Galveston, working for NOAA, diving. Somebody called me and said, hey, take these Taiwanese to Mexico. I said, I don't know anything about it, if they want that. But I'm always open to, naturally, I was always open to listening to concepts and ideas. We went down there, they wanted to buy some land, they asked me to stay with them. I said, how much? Right? Because we gotta live. And I think I made like 7 years salary. But I was getting paid in Galveston, I made 7 years. So I called Galveston, hey, I quit. The answer is I'm still today trying new things, right? So, yeah, there's been some things that I remember being in y'all's shoes, but I was here by myself. Like, there was no CIC, there was nothing. I would pick up my phone and, this office I rented. It works. It's really great. They call me. It does work. I get my wife. They call me and see the phone works. Because clients would call me, the way to do it. So I think but I love it. So just that. I think we can talk more and more about that if you want to. But yeah, so you just have to love what you're doing. But yes, I've tried a lot. Businesses at the mall, right? And things like that. I mean, I go from one to the other. But I just tried. Yep. Okay. I think,
you touched on this a little bit already, but kind of knowing this room and knowing other people that kind of come in here, they all have a dream, they all have a vision, they all get it funded. What are some very quick, easy kind of questions you could ask them, or if you want them to ask themselves to kind of ground them in reality? Because a lot of people think this is what it's going to be.
No.
And in reality, it's side effect.
Yeah, we talked about that, right? I would say immediately go to cash flow. Because, aside from dreams and ideas, we have to pay ourselves when we go to HEB and buy groceries, right? Because if you go to HEB, you say, look, I have a dream, they're like, we don't care, we need cash. So we need to get paid, right? So with every project, every major project, except for apartments. Apartments are a little bit different. But like all of them, if they take that one, for example. There was a hotel there, right? There was a whole entire hotel called the Holiday Inn that was there. And I found out, hey, the guy wants to sell it, so I show up and put them under contract, okay, let's buy it, do this. And if you understand cash flows for valuation, we can talk about this later, but there's a rate of return. Basically, it's like if you deposit $1,000, and you get paid $100, it's 10%, right? So that's easy enough. Just use that as an example. So Olive Garden showed up and said, hey, we can pay this much. Well, they can pay a valuation equal to like $4 million. The guy that was selling the hotel wanted $3.3 million. That's it. So if you understand what we do, you're done. All you gotta do is sign that contract. And you and I talked about this again. So in your side of the thing, if you're building a widget, you're building a gadget, you're building a filter, you're building a pump, you're building an idea, go find cash flow, right? Go find someone that needs that and say, man, look, I'm gonna build this, can you sign my, if I deliver, will you buy it? Right? If you deliver, will you buy it? And if they say yes, then you're on to something, right? That's a simplistic format. You gotta, see who's really signing that letter, who's agreeing to buy the product, But if you go to, yeah, you go to somebody who's wanting to buy it, then now you know what you can build to. So if this guy's gonna buy it, and you know your cost is $1, and he's gonna buy it for 10, well, you're somewhere now, right? You've got $9 to go play with, right? That in a nutshell is what I would do first, before everything else. If you want to open up a coffee shop with cats, if you want to open up then find out, is there people ready to do that? And then go ask 10 people, and if they want to do that, and they're ready to spend real money, then okay, right? At least that's the next step. But I would say that's the first thing, is establish cash flows, so that you know that your idea is viable. And then race, right? In my office, there's a huge sign, race to the rents. Because when we build apartments, we have to like go. I don't want to be 2 years, 3 years. Like you see some projects where they're 3 years still in construction. That's just money getting thrown away. Right? I need to go from zero to rents, like yesterday. So the same thing with you guys. You want to go from your product to income, like in no time, like immediately, because that's how you can go to HEB and have to buy groceries. Right? So I hope that kind of answers that question. And I'm going to be here, so you guys can exactly. Is your career ball?
Thank you for sharing your story. Up next, we have our next speaker, Tina Ubaka. She's from Doing Church. If you have her, please come with us.
Okay, so first of all, good morning. Thank you for everyone coming here. I know it's kind of funny seeing a teenager presenting in front of all these adults, but I can promise I'll try my best. Today we're presenting about Joey Insurance, which is a very dear company to me, because not only does it ensure that everyone in the valley is protected professionally, it also takes into account the community that we have. You know, everyone's well aware of the close-knit community, that everything that happens, everyone knows everyone, everything that goes down. So Joey really tries to play into that by being a family-owned business. So our agenda, we're going to go over our insurance coverages. We have any type of insurance, from personal, auto and home, life, health, commercial, anything that you need to protect, we can go ahead and protect that for you. The importance of insurance, I know a lot of people, they're like, oh, as long as I don't crash, it's fine. Like, I don't need auto insurance, it's more expensive, but there are some benefits. A little bit about us, our company, what we can do for you, what we can do for the valley. And next steps, really just communicating with us and how we can get that free quote. So our insurance coverage. We have life insurance. We offer a wide range of life and health insurance. We have short-term medical. I know some people just want to make sure that they're covered between coverages. So we do have a short-term medical that plays into effect like right the next week. We have policies where you can profit from. They're called IULs. If you like, my coworker can go ahead and go a little more into that later when we answer some questions. We have commercial insurance to ensure that your businesses, I know that the presenter before he was talking about businesses and starting new ones in the valley, but we do need to make sure that those are covered, that the employees are covered, to go ahead and keep our community safe. We do also have auto and home insurance to make sure that within that, your families, if anything were to happen, God forbid, I know we live right by the coast, they're protected as well. So the importance of insurance, I know down here we live in a high poverty rate community, so it does make sure that everything that you have, all your assets, your homes, your cars, are safe financially, that if anything were to happen, you can go ahead and cover for that. Peace of mind, we have a lot of stress down here, I know, especially with businesses and families. I know my mom gets stressed really often having so many kids. But yeah, knowing that you're well protected that can make you feel a little bit more at ease. Legal requirement, I know when you buy a new car, once that business is going good and you get a new truck, it is legally required that you have insurance. So you can go ahead and help make sure that you find the best fit for you, the best fit. Money-wise, we have a lot of variety. We have over 100 companies working for us. So we can go ahead and make sure you get the best price, best bang for your buck. And long-term planning, when you decide to settle down, have a home, you need to make sure that you have insurance that you can count on to always be there for you. That's not going to back out when something happens. So about us, we're a local insurance agency. We started in the Valley. Our president, Jorge Rivero, he is a family man. Him and his family started from a little bit, like one company that expanded into Jolie Insurance. And it really told us that we have solutions for everyone from every place, no matter how much money you make, no matter where you're from. So we have tailored coverage, expert advice, claim assistance, competitive rates. We will answer whatever questions you have. I know a lot of big companies, they don't really have that attendance when it comes to any issues that you have. You might put in a claim, they let you out on your own for a while. So since we are a family-owned business, we know how important it is to get back to you as quick as possible. And we go ahead and make sure that all your needs are met, insurance-wise. So our main goal is to provide adequate health insurance for our community. A quote from our president, Mr. Rivero, he says that we're a local, family-owned and operated business dedicated to protecting our community of South Texas. So we do have a lot of brochures that show how dedicated we are to family. As a family-owned business, it's obvious as our principle. And if you would like to schedule a consultation, my email is receptionist@joeyinsurance.com. So I'm always on that computer making sure everyone's needs are met. Passing it off to my coworkers to make sure whoever needs to answer your questions is there to answer them. These are our contact information, so our office phone number. That's my coworker, she's the head of the insurance, her email, and our website. So if you have any questions, if you want to schedule that consultation, that meeting, we always have open doors. You can go ahead and just walk in if you'd like as well. I know we have a Christmas tree and everything, so we really make it feel like home right there in a snack bar, so you can finally do it for the holidays. Any questions? My coworker Kelly is great at answering questions, so if you don't feel safe asking a teenager, we can go ahead and make sure that you feel comfortable. Yes, sir.
So I've seen you are very active, like this company in social media.
Yes.
So being about insurance is almost like boring, you know?
Yeah.
Insurance is plain, it's something that I don't want to think of.
Mhm.
So how has the process of posting on social media and being active helped your business?
Okay, so we do try to stay like in touch with everyone around our community, especially youth, because I know like I just turned legal adult and I don't know what's going on. So my main source of finding out what's happening is Instagram. So we do post a lot to make sure that teens that don't really know what to do going off to college and such, know what's the best fit for them. So we advertise a lot on social media and it does make us feel a little bit less boring. I know at school a lot of the kids there also associate insurance with being boring, but it doesn't always have to be that way. It does help the young people like associate insurance with something they need and something they can have without the dread of actually going and finding it, because you can just scroll on social media and you see us on Instagram. So any other questions? Okay, well, if there's no questions, I don't know if I would like to go ahead and take a picture for any consultation, any further notes. Even if you just want to email about my horrible presenting skills, that's okay. But yeah, thank you so much for listening to this little presentation. I'm glad it's short and sweet, so you just keep it in fresh.
Thank you so much, Karen, for sharing your story and your endeavors with me. Once again, huge shout out to our congressman. Please send me right records to you. Thank you so much. I'll bring that screen back up at the end. a few things happening here in Cambridge on December 5th. That's tomorrow. We have a community showcase for student business owners. They're here to the center at 12 p.m. Lunch will be provided. So if you want to take a lunch here, if you want to meet some of the entrepreneurs who are doing things happening, or great things happening at the university, come back tomorrow. That's tomorrow, 12 p.m. here at Cambridge. Lunch will be provided. That's a student showcase for student entrepreneurs for each RT. December 11th, next week, same time, same place. December 11th, we have our Million Cups. It's Christmassy Million Cups, so we have our cookies and coffee. Coming in the spirit of Christmas. That's December 11th, same time, same place here at University. And on December 18th, we have BTX and the partners, in a government contracting workshop. There's general ideas, general content that the event will be covering, but one of the takeaways is that you will find out if you are available, if you qualify for the historically underutilized business or the cup contracting program. So that's happening December 18th, government contracting. If you're interested in government contracting, the agencies of government contracting, that's December 18th here at Cambridge. Always give folks more information. And that's it. On behalf of everyone here at the Cambridge Center, George and our partners at BTX, thank you so much for coming. And remember, that's tomorrow at 12 p.m. Have a wonderful